Welcome, Week 4, Pittsburgh Steelers against the Houston Texans. Pittsburgh is favored by 3. This is going to be a tough one to explain. The model is saying that Pittsburgh is favored by a little over 2, but then when I come down here and look, is it saying the Bayesian revision, the adjustment is saying, hey, the model hasn't adequately represented how good the Texans have actually done when it comes to particularly scoring, because that's what it's going to cue on. So what it's saying is that yards per play, how that's mixing up, isn't actually reflecting reality as well as it should. So it's saying that Houston is playing better than what their raw numbers really suggest. And there's something to show for that. A couple things here. CJ Stroud has had a really good first 3 games. The record doesn't necessarily show for it, but if you look right here, the offensive pass rank is looking really good. That's a good positive sign. They had a really good win, I thought, this last week against Jacksonville. And likewise, Pittsburgh, they lost a tough first game to San Francisco. They're a solid team. But they came back and they beat 2 teams. Cleveland is not an easy team by any stretch of the imagination, and I think they played well enough to get them over the Raiders. I think the biggest problem that you're going to have with with Pittsburgh is they don't have a rushing game, or at least not yet. If they're going to, hasn't developed, and they have at best a mediocre passing game. I don't think anyone is really looking at Kenny Pickett and saying he is going to be the quarterback that leads Pittsburgh to the next Super Bowl. At this point in time, I think they're hoping for a solid defense, solid running game, which they don't have, and a quarterback that is going to control the ball. Let's get the performance charts and see how that looks. So a couple things that I look at here is it's showing some of these high possibilities up here. CJ Stroud is good and getting better. Really good sign from a rookie quarterback. The rushing game doesn't look like it's going to be significantly different on either side. So we'll see how that pans out. And then when we come over here to Houston, they got some explosiveness. It's not crazy explosive. On the downside, they're not protecting CJ Stroud very well. I do think that is also somewhat common with quarterbacks that have the capability to scramble. They have a lot of confidence to hold that ball a long time. That could be part of that as well. But then when you come down here, Pittsburgh doesn't have some of that explosiveness. And then again, they're also protecting the quarterback a bit more. And both teams are doing a good job of protecting the quarterback. And then slight advantage over here when it comes to Houston, when it comes to controlling the ball. So overall, the like I said, the raw numbers, and you can use the raw numbers. That's something I want you guys to understand. The raw numbers are just as they are. The problem with that is you've got bad teams, bad matchups. You have garbage yards. So when a team is losing and it's late in it's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Well, guess what? If you're losing by 40 points, you know that the other team is just simply trying to wear down the clock. They're going to bend and don't break. They don't care if you score. So you can rack up a lot more yards. And it's hard to reflect that in the raw numbers. And that's what the adjusted numbers kind of pull us back to reality with, to show how some of that might come into play. So again, you might have a different interpretation of the numbers than I do. So let me go back to the first slide, if it'll let me.